There we go. Yeah. Uh, chicka, chicka, chicka. Uh, can you hear me, Frank? Okay. Very good. Excellent. So I'll use that mic most of the time, but for
I'm
this.
just going to do the pre-service quiet for now. Good morning. Let us now settle in to a spirit of worship. This will be followed by the music of Eliza Gilkison, a piece called Requiem. This piece is provided this morning in tribute to the sufferers of natural disasters around the world, and particularly today and now in Myanmar and Thailand. The words for our chalice lighting today are called Into the Liberating Light by Reverend Margot Reinhardt. May this chalice bring us to the precipice of hope, of truth, where nothing can be hidden from the flame, and may we find the reckoning place where our souls burst open and into the liberating light. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Worcester, Massachusetts, a congregation of love, hope, and justice, inspiring people to take on the challenges of a changing world. My name is Maura Rouse, and I'm one of your worship associates this morning. We begin by acknowledging that in Worcester, Massachusetts, we work, learn, live, and worship on the seized ancestral homeland of the Nipmuc people, who survive and remain active as the Nipmuc tribe. If you would like to learn more about the Nipmuc community, please see a brochure in the foyer. We offer a special welcome to those of you visiting for the first time, in person or online today. We're delighted that you're here. We hope you will join us in Fellowship Hall after the service for refreshments and conversation. If you have questions or want more information about this service or any of the ministries and programs of this congregation, please fill out one of the cards found in the pew racks, and you can drop it in the offertory plate or hand it to one of the ushers or greeters as you pass them. If you're online today, please put your name in the video feed. This is to protect the safety and comfort of all our participants. Please take a moment to sign one of the attendance clipboards that are going to be circulated, though I don't see them. So, that's okay. We'll just move on. It's fine. During the service, we do offer an opportunity to share a brief personal joy or sorrow. If you would like yours read aloud, print it on an index card and place it in the offertory plate when it comes around. These will also be posted outside the minister's office to be shared with other friends of the congregation. In the foyer are large print orders of service and listening devices for those who may find them beneficial. If you need one and think of it only partway through the service, why don't you run down to our usher and greeter who are down the hall this way today. So I do want to say a few things about April and springtime. I know it's April. I know because of the bird song, the buds on the trees, and my allergies. So don't worry about catching what I've got. It's an allergy. But as it is with every season, we adapt and we do what we need to. When doors are broken, when technology doesn't give us the best quality that we hoped for on a presentation. So thank you for your forgiveness on this. I invite our guest minister forward for some opening words. Reverend Michael Hall lives in Keene, serves a small congregation in Franklin, New Hampshire, quarter time, and is at our disposal today with a wonderful message. Welcome to Michael.
Good morning. Our opening words this morning are verse chapter 147 from the Radiance Sutras from the Tantric Buddhist tradition. Worship does not mean offering flowers. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe, without thought and without reservation. It means to be so in love that you are willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. So I hope you're all up for that today. Good morning, Worcester. Oh, it's such a blessing to be here with you today, to be back in my beloved Commonwealth, as I always call it, in front of my New Hampshire friends, to create worship worthy of you. Our opening hymn is number 86, Blessed Spirit of My Life, by Shelley Jackson Denham. What a great last line. Let love be my legacy. I'm going to turn on this microphone and tell a story. So anyone who is a child or anyone who feels childish can come up and hear this story close up in person. Let's see.
And bring your baskets with you when you come.
Yes, bring your baskets with you. Here we go. Can you hear me? Good, good. Honestly, I'm a nice person. I don't bite. But I understand that sometimes people don't want to come walking up, especially some strange minister. Reverend Payson will be back in 2 weeks on Easter Sunday. Aaron's a great friend of mine. Yeah, here they come. Woo, come on. You got your baskets? Good. Good morning. Good morning. You can sit on the stairs. You can sit on a close-up pew, wherever you feel most comfortable. Our story today is called "The Answer Is in Your Hands," and it's a story from India. Long ago, there was a wise old man who lived in a remote part of India where there weren't too many other towns around. He lived on the edge of a village, and most people respected his privacy. He spent most of his time alone, doing whatever wise people do when they're alone, probably breathing and praying and whatnot. And he had a beautiful garden, and the adults all respected him because every now and again they came for advice from him. But the kids, the children, sometimes they want to test and see if someone deserves the respect they're about to give them, right? So the children would sometimes run in front of his house and they'd grab some fruit off the vines where he was, and then they'd go and eat it. Or sometimes they'd run up on his porch and scream as children do. And run away, right? Yeah, that's what they did. The parents who found out about this told their children, "Leave this man alone. He lives alone. He likes being alone. But he's always been friendly to us. He's always been helpful to us. Don't bother him." And most of the younger children, well, they decided that that's what they were going to do. But not all the children were this young. Some of them were older and bigger. And they wanted to test the wise old man to see if he deserved not to have his grapes taken or not to have his porch filled up with their noise. And so the older boys and the older girls, they came on a plan. They were going to test the wise old man out in the woods. And they came to his house, and one of the boys, the biggest of them, grabbed a bird in his hand. And they went up, and someone who drew the short straw went up and knocked on the wise old man's door. And he came out, and the boy with the bird was looking straight at him and said, "Old man, they say you're wise. Tell me what you have what I have in my hand." And the man, looking at the boy, noticed a little wisp of a feather come falling down off of his clothes. And he said, "Well, I would say that you have a bird in your hands." And many of the children were like, "Wow, this guy really is wise." But the boy with the bird wasn't convinced nor impressed. So he came up with a plan, and he asked the wise old man this question: "Tell me, sir, is the bird in my hands alive or is it dead? And he had a plan. If the wise old man said he was alive, he would show him a dead bird. If the wise old man said he was dead, then he'd let the bird go. And so he said once again, "Tell me, is it alive or dead?" And the wise old man looked at him and saw in his eyes danger and defiance. And so he said, after some thought, "Well, young man, I would say the answer to that question is in your hands." And the boy shook his head, and a smile came from him as he brought up a very much alive bird and let it fly away. And that's a story today. The answer is always in your hands. Have a great morning. What do you got? Oh, right. Yes.
At this time, why don't you walk your baskets out into the congregation and gather for change? Change collected in these baskets will be used for the minister's discretionary emergency fund to support members of this congregation who benefit from from the finances
Let's see,
of
sweetie.
the basket.
Come here, sweetie. There you go. I don't have any change. You're welcome. There you go. Thank you. Peace, go now in peace. May the Spirit of love surround you. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the Spirit of love surround everywhere you may go. Excuse me. I'm having a bit of a wardrobe malfunction here. Just take a minute. The next story will be Michael and the microphone. Man versus technology. I guess that would be the category for that. We have two readings this morning. They're both by philosophers. The first is by Soren Kierkegaard from his book, The Concept of Anxiety. Kierkegaard said, "Anxiety may be compared with dizziness. He whose eye happens to look down into the yawning abyss becomes dizzy." But what is the reason for this? It is just as much in his own eye as it is in the abyss, for suppose he had not looked down. Hence, anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Freedom succumbs to dizziness. In that very moment, everything is changed, and freedom, when it again rises, sees that it is guilty. Between these two moments lies the leap, which no science has explained and which no science can explain. Kierkegaard was a Christian philosopher, an existentialist. The second reading is from The Rebel by Albert Camus, who said, "Rebellion is born of the spectacle of irrationality, confronted with an unjust and incomprehensible condition. But its blind impulse is to demand order in the midst of chaos. And unity in the very heart of the ephemeral. It protests, it demands, it insists that the outrage be brought to an end, and that what has up to now been built upon shifting sands should henceforth be founded on rock. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary that rebellion find its reasons within itself, since it cannot find them elsewhere. It must consent to examine itself in order to learn how to act." When I chose this particular reading, the second one, I didn't know that what I had thought was a society built on rock was actually itself built on shifting sands. The sermon this morning is called Liberating Love. I know, my friends, I know. We live in fearful times, and it is easy to look out upon the world on any given day and despair of what you see. With all the violence and division, the threats to the planet, the depletion of resources, the crashing markets, and the multivarious forms of injustice, we might easily ask, where is the love? Love is being held hostage, and we are all that we have to rely on. What if that is true? It may be that love or God or truth or humanity, the Creator, the Goddess, the divine principle, or the blessed unity, or whatever it is that you call the mystery of being. Oh, there's another one, the mystery of being. There is another name for it. Whatever power that holds the world together is being held hostage. So why won't you let them out? It may be there is no God or goddesses, that there is no underlying organizing being or design to the ever-evolving universe. And as highly as we think of ourselves, we are limited in perception, knowledge, wisdom, and lifespan. Is that really so bad? What if the world holds no meaning? What if we are pitched into an ongoing and absurd spectacle of beauty and horror with apparently no direction, never mind a director? What if we cannot expect any everlasting reward for a life well lived? What if there really is no bonus time for good behavior, nor lasting torment for bad? How do we keep score then? But by doing something. By doing something. In times of trouble, in times of joy, when we are questioning our existence and purpose, we should do well to consider these things. As the Christian existentialist Soren Kierkegaard said, ultimately, faith and existence revolve around trust in something that cannot be substantiated. We have to leap. We have to choose over and over and over again, and we must do it. Because if we continually hold off on making the choices that we have before us, we will suffer and be stuck in a paralytic anxiety while all our choices are made for us. Like 20th century existentialist writer, philosopher, and Nobel Prize winner Albert Camus, we can come to understand that life is absurd. Because of this, you may be born rich or poor, squander your talents or win prizes, die heroically or in dispute, but ultimately, as long as you live, you may do as you choose. Anything you can imagine, as much as you wish, though there may be consequences, and it is equally possible that you can get away with it all. What I take from this is that we become to the rest of the world what our choices and actions suggest. And we can also undo the impressions that others have of us. The universe may have no divine plan for us. It may be haphazard and entirely without concern for our little lives. But who cares, as long as we are living them? We can revolt against the meaninglessness of the world by choosing to liberate love from her prison, by celebrating life and the beauty we have within us and that which we see around us. It is never, never too late. As Camus said in The Rebel, we all carry within us our places of exile, our crimes and our ravages, but our task is not to unleash them on the world. It is to fight them in ourselves and in others. We can revolt against the usual business of the world and make whatever plans we choose. We can be loving and caring and, most of all, free. Or not. It is in freedom that we make our choices, or we can let all the choices be made for us while we stand stationary in the headlights of our own anxiety. And yet, if so, let us leap in faith instead. It is by one of these three commitments, It is by one of these three commitments, free choice, faithful risk, or in rebellious opposition to the preposterous absurdity of life, that we make a way to love our neighbors as ourselves, to heal the broken world, to feed the needy, free the enslaved, and visit the dispirited and the lonely. You can give the credit to a god or a goddess or to nature or the mystery of being. You can choose to heap praise upon the evolutionary unfolding of the interdependent universe or some other notion. But by choosing to be, in spite of life's inescapable finality, in spite of life's current reality, to live, to be, despite the futility of our existence or the deadly advance of human folly. You also liberate the indomitable love within your heart to guide your way, employ your head, and set your spirit free. So let it be as it should be. That's some good water. I wrote these words for the offering when I was still in div school and doing my field study at our congregation in Mendon and Uxbridge. It's the only offering that I sent to Worship Web. Perhaps someday I'll send another. It hit a chord there in Mendon and Uxbridge and Keene and everywhere. Now is the time for our offering. Give what you will for the church that has meant so much to you, for the church that meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to people you will never know. Give what you will, for you are a generous people.
We come to that time in our service where you have the opportunity to share personal joys and sorrows and milestones. If you're interested in sharing, please form lines on either side of the sanctuary and come to the microphone, starting first with your name so we might know you, recognize you. Are there joys and sorrows to be shared in the sanctuary? For online participants, you can put your joy or sorrow in the chat, preceded by please read, and it will be read by our tech associate today.
Hi, my name is Mara Pentlarch. I was so happy to see so many people out at the hands-off demonstration yesterday in Worcester, and then and then to hear of so many others across the country, around the world. I think every hamlet and village in the U.S. had people standing out. I counted 82 people on Belmont Street over the 290 bridge, and there were others over at the Marsh Ave and others on 146. And then behind City Hall, I heard there were 4,000. Is that possible? Yeah. I'd like anybody who stood out yesterday anywhere, please stand up, look around. Look at that. Look at that, huh? Thank you.
Yeah, that was one of my joys too, being there at City Hall and being with Susan and running into Mara and Sherry and Josh, is it? And then just so many people, to see so many of you stand up, and Debbie and Ken ran into them. So it really was, made me feel hopeful. And McGovern gave a very powerful speech, and just him being there, I think, is really, I was very grateful for that. Another joy, just came back from being in Denver with my son's family and going out to ski in Crested Butte with 3 of my grandchildren. And after taking some lessons and getting some practice on the hill, the almost 5-year-old, when she took off before me, I could not catch up with her. It's already happened. And another joy, today I've turned 70. And, yeah. So I don't avoid birthdays because aging is a gift of life. So I'm really happy to turn another year older. And my daughter will be bringing a cake to share during coffee hour. So please hang around and have some cake.
There's another birthday today as well. Aiden, Ernesty, if you don't know these two boys, Aiden and Bentley, they're both here. And a little girl I was sitting with, her name is Delina. So this family was in poverty for a long time in Pennsylvania. Some of you heard this before. And I didn't know them. It was my cousin's daughter. My cousin passed away years ago of cancer, and I got a phone call about 4 years ago and just said, "You don't know me, but I'm your cousin Dale's daughter. And I'm really struggling to raise a family. Do you have any extra money?" She found me on Facebook, I think. And I said to my wife, "Check this out, see if this is legit." It was. And then I had a chance to meet them about 3 years ago. We moved them to Worcester. We had another place that was available. And these kids have thrived so much. It's amazing. So this morning I got up early after watching an F1 race from midnight till 3 a.m. If there's anyone F1 fans, it was a great race. In Japan, you probably could care less. At any rate, I didn't get any sleep. And I'm a race fan. And so Aiden came down, all dressed up, so happy. And we went out to breakfast and had this great breakfast. And he said, "You know, I lost my cell phone." So I went over to my business. I have an old cell phone. It's charging it up. So tonight, we're going to drive around in my Tesla that does have a sign that says Elon was not elected. So don't hate me. I guess I should say this. I don't know if you feel this way, but burning somebody's Tesla does not help the cause. It creates an insurance claim that someone pays for, and they have to build another one to give to the person that lost their car. So if you're encouraging that, I think that's over the line. I was marching yesterday. I didn't have a sign. I was very incognito. I was also sick. But I just want to bring the joy of people that get to come here. They experience the Worcester Public Schools. They get to go on trek. They get to do these amazing things because this city is so wonderful. And they're doing this really with no money. So this is just a great place. And I love everybody here, and particularly the sermon. I needed that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa. I have two kind of sad things. The first one is that I've been caring for and helping a dear, dear friend for quite some time whose illness and situation is not good, and I've finally had to admit that I could no longer do it and turn it over to Protective Services, and that is very frightening, but they have all been very kind to me. I don't know how this is going to go with him. So I keep telling myself that this means now that he will get much more help than we could give, and things will be better for him. So that's what I'm hoping. And the other sad thing is, had to bid farewell to my cat. Almost 17 years. Especially the last 5, he's been like right by my side because I've been working at home, like so many people. So like 100 times a day, I do things that, were related to him, and I walk in the door and he doesn't greet me. It's very hard. Thank you.
Morning, I'm Kim. First, I asked for prayers for my niece. She has a lot of mental health issues right now. We're really worried about her. I want her to grow up all the way. So please say some prayers for her. But then I have several joys. One, I saw a sign that said, "Make good trouble," and I thought of Beth yesterday at Worcester Common. 2, we had a ton of people for game night, and we really need to bring some joy into the world, so that was great. And 3, if the parking lot is a little empty next Sunday, it's because all us women are running away, so yay!
Do we have any online? We don't. I'm going to light one final candle for all the joys and sorrows in our hearts that remain unspoken.
For our prayer, I have decided to use the Benacht that John O'Donohue wrote for his mother, Josie. Benacht is the Irish word for blessing. I tried to say it in the native dialect of my own people who came from Cork. Benacht is the word for blessing. In these times, I am certain that many among us could use a blessing. Yet in times like these, some need more than just a blessing, but a promise of safety, support, shelter, and the opportunity to be recognized for who they know themselves to be. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken in you a meadow of delight. When the canvas frays in the cara of thought and a stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the charity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. Amen. Thank you, Matthew. Our responsive reading today is number 607 in the slate hymnal, or it's on the back of your order of services. It's by Hafiz, or at least it's inspired by Hafiz. It's called Beloved Presence. Cloak yourself in 1,000 ways, still shall I know you, my beloved. I shall salute you in the springing of cypresses and in the sheen of the lakes, the laughter of the fountains. O beloved presence, more beautiful than all the stars together. You gladden the whole world and make every heart great. You are the breathing of the world. Our closing hymn is in the Teal hymnal. It was once called something else, but now, more inclusively, it's called Answering the Call of Love. It was written by Jason Shelton. Our benediction this morning is from the poem Moments by Mary Oliver. There are moments that cry out to be fulfilled, like telling someone you love them or giving your money away, all of it. Your heart is beating, isn't it? You're not in chains, are you? To which I add, be free of doubt. Be free of fear. Don't sacrifice your life to the paralysis of thought. Set yourself free. So let it be as it should be. Love to guide your footsteps. Thank you.
Our worship has come to an end. Let our service continue. And we'll start with Fellowship Hall. But are there any brief verbal announcements to be made first?
Why, yes, there are. First, I want to say I love hearing the music that you write. And again, after church in the lounge, Emily Constant and I will be welcoming people who want to talk about what's going on. Join us.
This is especially for parents with kids in grades 5th through 8th. So next Sunday during RE, I'm going to be doing a pottery painting thing with our middle schoolers. So if you think your child can come next week, and I hope they can, and if you will be away for the runaway weekend and they need a ride, let me know. But we'd love to have all of our middle schoolers come out, so I just need a head count so I know how many pieces to bring.
Seeing no are there any online announcements? No? Okay. Seeing no further announcements, our worship has ended. Let our service continue with each other at Fellowship Hall, in our community, as we all saw yesterday, and in this world that needs us.